Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today we're doing a GBR combat comparison because we got these really powerful new combat types: Titania, Juggernaut, Hulk tier 4. And so I wanted to see how well they performed versus Dormammu in a solo environment. We also have a really cool comparison of Hulk tier 4 with two different supports. We're going to use Sif's lead for basically all of these characters because she has an amazing lead and an amazing support. But specifically for Hulk, since he has the HP scaling on his damage, where no other character in the game has, I thought it'd be really interesting to test America Chavez versus Valkyrie, because Valkyrie, of course, gives you a massive damage versus villains and damage reduction and ignore dodge, which is amazing for anyone. But America Chavez's support is really only just 40% HP. It's just a little bit more tankiness for everybody. For everybody besides Hulk. For Hulk, it gives him more HP and more damage. So I thought, you know what? Let's see if we can make something more out of this America Chavez support, because you can't have too many supports, right? You really can't. And if you can free up that support, that Valkyrie support, for someone else, and you can use America Chavez for Hulk, it's fantastic. So this is the first clear here. The biggest thing that I want to stress about Hulk in GBR is how tanky he is. You can literally face tank. Well, I shouldn't say like regardless. I mean, if you have 0% HP on your cards, but as long as you have a little bit of HP on your cards, you could probably face tank any attack, any combination of attacks that Dormammu throws at you. And I don't think my Hulk ever went under 50% of his HP. I literally never tried to dodge any attack at all. It is the truest definition of face tanking. And it's probably really appealing for players who have found Dormammu to be frustrating, to have your characters die. And as strong and as fast as Iron Man and Thor can be clearing this, and don't get me wrong, they are faster than Hulk, so Hulk is not the fastest, but they can't face tank, baby. You gotta move. You gotta move with Iron Man unless the tier 4 is up. You gotta move with Thor. You gotta move with everybody. So the fact that Hulk can easily face tank, here he actually gets clocked, I think. No, it's in another run where I actually get clocked by this attack. Most characters would get one-shotted by this fire damage attack if you're not in that green zone, but Hulk actually manages to survive one hit of it and not die, which is pretty amazing. But yeah, he's doing quite well here on his first run. He can easily solo carry as well, if you're wondering. Is this only possible because you're not playing with other characters, Alex? No. The only downside is what you just saw there. Hulk gets guard broken. Yes, he gets guard broken during his 5th skill. He's got this long animation where he summons this golden hammer and then he slams it down. That long animation, even with a regen equipped, he gets guard broken during. I don't know if that's an intended bug or not. Those purple attacks do guard break most characters. It's only if you have invincibility up from Hulk's 4th skill. If you have the invincibility up from Hulk's 4th skill, then he does not get interrupted by those attacks. As you can see right here, it was still up, so I didn't get guard broken by those purple attacks. But yeah, you can literally face tank anything, which is amazing. And it really makes this run a very relaxing, very relaxing run. The rotation I'm using is pretty aggressive, if you want to take notes on that, but as far as the run defensively goes, there is not a better character, right? There is not a tankier character out there, and it does put Hulk in some very rare headspace. Now, that was 6 minutes. That took me 4 minutes to clear. Here is another comparison using Valkyrie instead. We're skipping ahead to the last 7 bars just so that we can, you know, shorten the length of this video. You don't need to see the full Hulk clear. Hulk, by the way, did very well. He did very well with his clear. He's still probably the slowest character, the slowest tier 4 to clear Dormammu. This is with type advantage, but he's able to clear it in just over 3 minutes if you give him Valkyrie and Sif double support. 3-minute clear on a type advantage J is quite impressive. That is quite you know, competitive. For comparison's sake, here is my Mighty Energy Moon Knight clear. Again, I'm just going to skip ahead to the end of the fight. With Moon Knight, as with every other tier 4, you absolutely have to dodge Dormammu's attacks. However, as you can see, he is faster than Hulk. No doubt about that in my mind. you do trade, you trade defense for offense, basically. So he gets this done in just over 2 minutes and 20, just about 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So by default, for me, he's at least 40 seconds faster than Hulk. But keep in mind, that is Hulk with a regen versus Moon Knight with a mighty energy. Now, this is Titania, and I wish I had started talking about her sooner because she actually does so well versus Dormammu. I don't know if you guys caught that, but her opening rotation, if you get the accumulation, she did almost 30 straight bars. That's pretty crazy. Now, you do need to hope for some accumulation from these red attacks, but look at this damage, dude. One rotation, she does almost 20 bars. She does 15 bars with a single rotation, and you want to get hit by that purple. Right here, I'm trying to save my 6th skill, but I actually ended up getting guard broken, and so I lost my 5th skill damage. I was trying to save the 6th skill for the next run. This is actually my first run with Titania. She did so well. I was so impressed with her damage and her burst potential. A little bit harder to play, of course. Kind of reminiscent of Sharon Rogers, maybe a tiny bit harder than that, but more tanky than Sharon Rogers. But man, as far as the damage goes, you just go into those red lines and then you just pop off. Look at this damage. Look at this damage. Bro, her burst potential is better than Hulk's. That's crazy. She did more than 6 bars. So I cannot say enough about Titania. Absolutely running show here. Look at this damage, dude. Look at this damage. Almost 3 bars on a regular rotation. Of course, her damage is going to go down on her rotation where she doesn't have the Transcended skill, but it doesn't go down by that much. And remember, like Thor with his 2nd skill, you can use Titania's 1st skill because it's V-Pad to reposition yourself. So she has such a good kit for Dormammu. She has insane burst. Look at this burst, dude. We're 2 minutes into this fight, and she's in the last 20 bars. I was honestly so impressed while playing as Titania that her damage and her survivability were really stacking up this well. Now, you can run into issues with Titania. I don't want to make it seem like she's the best character now for Dormammu. You can run into issues if you lose too much HP, because remember, her heal is triggered when she takes damage. So in order for her to take damage, you have to get hit. Right, so it does get a little bit trickier if you go into the last phase, like this last 20 bar phase, if you go into this with less HP than max, because these purple attacks do take off massive chunks. So you basically have to try to get hit by these red attacks instead in order to try to recoup some of that HP. But you're really not, look at this, that last bar just gets shot down of damage because that purple attack allowed her to accumulate even more. So yeah, you don't have as many options in the last phase to like get hit and trigger your heal because you need to avoid those purple attacks. So unfortunately, I had to cancel my rotation there and do the 1 skill to V-Pad away. But again, the fact that she has that, right? The fact that I didn't have to switch is really nice. We'll definitely lose time here, which is unfortunate. This is not a perfect run. We definitely lose time here, not only trying to accumulate, but also trying not to get hit. There we got lucky. I think we would have died if that purple attack had hit us, so our positioning there was pretty much perfect. But yeah, see, him doing these attacks, these are much harder to accumulate on. Again, I have to dodge out of the way and basically interrupt myself. I'm also not in the right position to take advantage of that red line. Again, we're going to have to... There, see, we got lucky. We got a heal. But yeah, see, we definitely lost a lot of time. So I think with a perfect run, she could do this as fast as Hulk. Yeah. Pretty crazy, or almost as fast as Hulk with a perfect run. A perfect run would obviously be quite difficult to obtain, but look at this damage, bro. She just bursts off like crazy. So Titania, in my mind, was kind of like the sleeper for this run. Now, this last run here is with Guggernaut, and I do crop this run later on. I do cut out some of the run. I'm going to show you the beginning because the beginning is quite nice. Not as nice as Titania, but I believe that is because Titania has a rage, and my Juggernaut just has an energy. Now, I'm not sure how good Rage would be on Juggernaut. I know he's good for PvP. Commander just made a video on that with the CTP of a regen, I believe. But Juggernaut doesn't have guaranteed crit rate, and so a Rage on him could be a little bit dicey. I tried the energy because I just wanted to see how it worked, and he seems kind of proc-friendly. It seems nice in the first phase of Dormammu, but obviously it's not going to be as good in the next phase. I just missed my rotation, missed my proc, so the damage here could have been a lot higher. It's still pretty good, but it probably could have bursted him down the rest of the way. Now, it's easier to accumulate with Juggernaut than it was with Titania, because his V-pad skill is actually his third skill, and it's not an iframe, so you can just move around. Not problem, but sort of the tricky part with Titania is that when you use her third skill and she taunts, when Dormammu hits her and she accumulates, then she reacts with a counterattack. Obviously, that counterattack can trigger your rage proc, so you sort of, you know, you want to delay your proc, or do you want to sort of speed it up? So yeah, I would say Juggernaut is easier to accumulate with. That could make him more consistent and faster with a rage for sure. However, the big thing I want you to notice with Juggernaut is, unlike Titania, I'm not really dodging. Because unlike Titania, Juggernaut has that passive heal as well as the other heal that triggers at 40%. So this is sort of like, again, you're trading offense for defense. Titania does a little bit more damage than Juggernaut, I would say, but Juggernaut has higher defense. So Juggernaut, in my mind, is sort of like a discounted version of Hulk. If you want, look at that, he just face tanked the hell out of that, and he's already back up to more than 50%. If you want to be able to face tank Dormammu and not have to worry about dodging, then especially if you have some HP on your card, 30, 40, 50%, right? These characters, I'm saying Titania, Juggernaut, and Hulk, but especially Hulk and Juggernaut, are going to do so well for you because they can easily face tank. They can easily face tank. You can purposely get, look, I purposely got hit by the orb and I'm already back up to full HP. I'm purposely getting hit. Like, there's no other character in the game that can do this, right? Even Moon Knight tier 4 can't do this if his tier 4 skill's not up, right? It's crazy. So the value of that is something to recognize. And again, it's not for everybody. Not everybody cares about that. Some people would say, oh, you're just playing bad. You should be able to dodge it, whatever. But some people do want to face tank. Some people actually have more fun face tanking because it's a different experience. You're like, I don't need to dodge. I'm so thick. I'm so muscular that I'm just going to absorb all this damage and then just wham it right back in your face. So for the people that like that, I think these characters represent a huge upgrade, because basically we're talking 2 characters out of the entire roster that can do this kind of thing. Maybe Wolverine can as well, but Wolverine doesn't do as much damage as Juggernaut and Hulk, so it's not really relevant anymore, right? But the fact that my Juggernaut can carry, the fact that Hulk can carry, and face tank is humongous. So I was really happy with these runs. Probably Juggernaut was the least, but I can't wait to test him with a rage to actually see if he can keep up with Titania. Hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of this run. Thank you so much for watching. Smash the like button, and I will see you in the next face tanking edition. Take care.